Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of, this is for March of 2024. We're going to jump right in here. You have this koala spirit. It says spirit has a plan, and you have this moth spirit. It says surrender to the now. So, let's see. You could have been going through some sort of ending. You have the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. Yeah, the Ten of Swords is an ending. Personally, I like the Ten of Swords because it can represent a blessing in disguise, and it basically says something is dead, done, over with. Something has reached its conclusion. So, Ten of Swords really isn't that bad of a card. It just says the end, and that's part of life. We experience a lot of endings and new beginnings, and it is what it is, right? So, I feel for a lot of you, this could just be saying that you are letting go of some sort of ending. It is coming up in your first row here, which is your past position. So, it seems to me like you are just letting go of the past, or you're letting go of something that you've been through. And sorry, I dropped the card, and let's see what it is. You have the Eight of Cups. I'm going to take it with the Strength card there because it did, they kind of came out together. So there you go. But anyway, I feel for a lot of you that, there has been some sort of ending, and you are just kind of like moving on to bigger and better things here, or you're just moving on to something newer in your life. And obviously, that is a good thing. So, let's see, yeah. I feel like you're more following your heart as well with the Queen of Cups. Funny enough, I read the Queen of Cups as you, Scorpio. I know most people read her as Cancer, but personally, I read her as you. Doesn't matter. It can represent water energy, right? But I kind of feel like you're showing up in a strong position here, showing up as the Queen of Cups. There's definitely been some sort of stabbed in the back moment in your past, or a difficult ending. And I feel this has been something that's been hard to walk away from, but it's almost like you have that surrender to the now card. It is almost like you're surrendering to the now. You also have this card here, this time to go card. So I really see you kind of like moving forward. And, it's funny that the Eight of Cups fell out because the Eight of Cups would represent moving on, letting go, something go. You have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant can also represent blessings. On the Hierophant, he is making the symbol right there. And that symbol that he's making with his fingers there can represent receiving blessings, or he's blessing these two initiates here at the front of the card. The guy that is dead on this card here, he is making the same symbol with his hands. So in a lot of ways, you have two cards that are kind of both representing some sort of blessing or blessings coming in for you. So I love it. Let's see what is going on here. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Four of Wands. Four of Wands can represent marriage, or can represent getting married. So I feel for some of you, this could just represent marriage, or, could represent you getting married. So obviously that would be a good thing with the Four of Wands. Four of Wands also to me is a portal card and a completion card. So there is clearly something that is completing. This right here looks like a finish line. These people are celebrating on the other side of the portal. You have the time to go card where there is a portal. I'll show you in a minute at the end of the card. You have the world as well, which is also a portal card. So it seems to me like you're experiencing an ending, but it looks like a positive ending, or it looks like really we should call it a new beginning. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Cups, you have the Nine of Wands. Too many Wands cards here already, but what I would say is that the Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. Nine of Wands is also my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So if you're like working on anything new, or if you're building anything new in your life, I feel like experimentation could be a really good idea with this card. With the Hierophant, you have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is quick success. Sometimes, the Hierophant is like the bridge between the heavens and the earth. And so with the Eight of Wands, I always tell people, Eight of Wands with the Hierophant, sometimes I feel we need to really be careful with our words. And we need to, speak the world that we want to live into existence. So I would just make sure that you are speaking the correct words, or that you are, I wouldn't really say watch your words because it's not a negative thing, but, what I would say is make sure that you're using, good words, or words that speak the world you want to live into existence, right? That's more what I would pay attention to here with the Eight of Wands, because I do see like a lot of success here with that Eight of Wands. Looks really good. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have the Zebra card and this Vulture card. The Zebra is kind of like an eccentric energy about doing something unique in your life. And so a lot of you, I feel, could be doing something more unique and you could be trying to stand out is what I'm getting here as well. It's just popping into my head that you are trying to stand out in something that's crowded. It's almost like there's competition. It's weird. I don't really see this in the reading, but it is popping into my head. Again, I read intuitively, and that's what I'm getting. I'm getting that you're trying to stand out in some sort of crowded environment. It could be like you have a business that's crowded, or you're wanting to be in a business, or you're wanting to do something. Maybe you want to be in social media or something like that. The vulture is saying that you shouldn't, the vulture is kind of interesting because vultures represent conservation of energy. Vultures, they kind of like fly around, but they don't flap their wings. They soar. And then when they see food, then they start flapping their wings. They go towards the food. So they are never wasting energy. And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying. I do believe, I tell people all the time that I believe we're in a time where we really need to kind of like double down on the things that are working. I know that sounds obvious, but most people don't, right? I was guilty of this for many years, of just doing what doesn't work and trying to reinvent the wheel and like all this other stuff. And so I kind of feel like the vulture is saying, it would be better for you to be efficient in work, in business, in career, everything that you do, and just stick with what works is kind of what I feel like this is saying. That doesn't mean you can't, express your unique ideas or anything like that. But I do feel that, again, there's like a time and a place. You have the Six of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. Six of Wands is a victory and also recognition. I feel that sometimes, again, it doesn't matter how much competition there is for something that you want to do. If something's meant for you, it's meant for you. It doesn't matter if 20 people are doing it, 30 people are doing it. Again, I truly believe that if something's for you, it's for you, and that's it. So, again, if you're trying to like build a business or, create something new in your life, I really see a lot of success in whatever that thing is for you. And again, it doesn't matter how much competition there is. You have the Eight of Swords. I get a little bit of a stuck energy. Actually, it's kind of funny because I feel like you should pat yourself on the back here, Scorpio, as well. It's almost like this card is saying to me, you are doing a great job at whatever it is that you're doing in life. Could be a career, business, maybe you're looking for something. And I just don't feel anything. I feel nothing. I have a black iced out heart, right? But what I would say is I feel that this is saying that you need to give yourself credit for the work that you've done, and you actually are doing, it's almost like there is growth in your life. And I also feel that the Eight of Swords is saying you need to give credit to the work, or to the growth that you have experienced so far. You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is about needing to plant seeds in a direction. So Knight of Pentacles, he has those empty fields behind him, and I always say he just needs to plant seeds in those fields, and they will grow. So I feel for a lot of you, this is just about simply doing the work, and you will be successful. I feel you have a lot of really good ideas, and these ideas could be getting you out into the world. They could be getting you recognition, or, they could be, your ideas could help you achieve your goals. But I feel you need to kind of like it's almost like you are holding back a little bit. And I feel if you just kind of unleash your energy into the world, you will be very successful. There will be more success coming in here. With the Six of Wands, you have the Sun. Attention, good things happening for you. The Sun is, the best card in the tarot, kind of represents getting a lot of attention, or, receiving proper attention, happiness, joy, enlightenment, just good things. So, I feel there's a lot of happiness and joy coming in for you here. So, love it. I really don't know what else to say there. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is a change in direction, or it can represent like a turnaround, I should say. So sometimes I feel with the Six of Cups that it represents a gift from the universe, and the gift we receive is a turnaround, meaning we've been bumping up against an obstacle in our life, and now the obstacle is being removed with the Six of Cups, and you have that Eight of Swords here. So I'm telling you right now, I feel for some of you, this really could be saying that you are removing some sort of obstacle, or an obstacle is being removed. Again, I know everyone and their mother reads the Six of Cups as someone coming back from the past. I do not. If you read any old tarot books, they all say, do not go back to the past with the Six of Cups. And even like in the Golden Tarot, Cat Black version, she says, do not go back to the past with the Six of Cups. It's a card of thinking about the past for sure. But I also feel that sometimes I should say, that the Six of Cups can just be a soulmate coming in for you. There definitely could be like a Capricorn coming in for you. You have two Capricorn cards here. Could be an earth sign, could be a person with a lot of Capricorn in their chart, or a lot of earth in their chart. Could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, or Leo. Could be any sign. General reading, but there clearly is love. Are you kidding me? With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Devil. So could be a Capricorn coming in for you. Definitely if you want love, if you want a connection. Could just be a person with Cap in their chart, like I said. Could be any sign, who cares? I always tell people, I wouldn't even think about sun sign compatibility. Just find a good person, right? But I do like this for love. I also feel that the Devil could say that you are removing toxic things from your life, and by doing that, the vulture spirit there is about kind of like purging energy and releasing things. So again, I think that purging toxic things from your life would be a good idea, of course. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this Treasure Island card and this Time to Go card. The Treasure Island card is as above, so below. It kind of represents attracting things. Things from the heavens down to earth. You have the Hierophant, which is, again, the bridge between the heavens and the earth. The Time to Go card says it's time to get to this portal right there. So the whole entire reading is saying that it's time for you to kind of cross through some sort of threshold. It's almost like you are being reborn. I personally look at the world as a birth card. It kind of is like a portal that this lady right here is a sorceress, and she is able to create worlds, but she's in the middle of the card, and she's kind of like being born, or she is creating a new world, a new earth. And so I feel for a lot of you that there is some sort of like transition or something going on here. I wouldn't call it like a transformation or a transition, but it's more like you are entering into a new world. It's like maybe you haven't had a job, you're getting a job. That's like one example. Maybe you haven't had love, you're getting love. Maybe you are moving. That's another one. So there's like that type of transition happening here. I feel right away that it's going to increase your resources. So if you're moving, it could be like the catalyst for change. It could be the thing that causes you to make more money. Same thing with love, or same thing with a new job. It's almost like you're entering into something that causes you to do something else. That's kind of the best way I can describe how I feel about this Queen of Pentacles. It's kind of weird because it's almost like, she's not looking at this rabbit here. The rabbit normally, the Queen of Pentacles can represent fertility and abundance, but it can also represent fear and anxiety. And I feel more fertility and abundance, but she's looking at this pentacle. She's not looking at this rabbit here. So, I know this is like weird, but I'm seeing it in my head as two things. It's almost like you have two opportunities, or there's two directions you could go in your life, or it's almost like you do one thing that leads to another. I know that's not very helpful, but I don't know. Maybe it'll make sense. I feel like this is something that might make sense in the future. You have the Strength card and this Eight of Cups. Strength is about being strong, of course, but I feel like you've developed a lot of strength over the past few years. And now I feel like you're walking away from things that no longer serve you. It's kind of funny. I see you being very independent as well. You have a lot of love here. So I always tell people being independent doesn't mean you don't have love. And, I feel for a lot of you that you are heading towards this like place of being able to take care of yourself and, being able to heal yourself and nurture yourself. That's what I mean by independence. But again, you are also heading towards love. So it just means that you're probably going to attract someone who is equally as independent. Again, I think those are the best relationships. Two people who don't need each other, but just want each other. And it seems to me like that's what you're attracting here. You have the Fool. I feel like there is some sort of leap of faith that you have to take. There's something here about you needing to take a little bit of a risk, and I feel if you do that, you'll be much more successful. It's almost like you need to commit like 110% to something. So like, let's say you're not getting the results you desire from your business. I feel like a little bit more of a commitment will make all the difference, and that's what I would do here. Let's see what's going on. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a Knight in Shining Armor, so definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you here. I feel like this is a dreamy person. Some of you might have your eye on a person already, and you are already like having fantasies, or you're already kind of like imagining this person. And this person could be from a distance as well, which I think has come up for you before, Scorpio. So, I don't know. I would, if that's for you, go for it, is what I would say. With the Eight of Cups and what was this other, the Strength card, you have the World again. So there is something here maybe about distance, Capricorn, or just someone being at a distance. Could also be you expressing yourself into the world. Again, the Sun to the world kind of would represent you needing to put your energy, so like something that has to do with your energy into the world. So again, if you're working on a creative project, a business, if you're working on yourself, it could represent you just going out, putting yourself out there. With the Fool, you have the Knight of Swords. I feel like you're trying not to rush into something here, but I actually feel like something is going to move very quickly. So If you're meeting a person, for example, I feel that this could be a connection that moves very quickly. If you're moving, this could happen a lot sooner than you think as well. I have like May popping into my head as well. So maybe you're wanting to move and you're like, oh, I'll move next year, but you actually move in like May or something like that. And so again, there could be like a very quick change coming in for you here. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this crossroads card. It says, you'll have to make a very important decision. Is the path you're leaning towards challenging you to grow? Yeah, there is something here about that as well. Needing to pick the path that leads to growth. I think that is your best path. You have this teacher card that says, teach what you know, even if you're not an expert. They say that the quickest way to learn something is to teach it. So that could be a good idea as well. I feel you're going to make the right decision here if you have a choice to make. I mean, it's showing up in the area of the good stuff. So, it seems to me like you are making the proper decision. You have the World, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups. The World tells me that you are going to be experiencing accomplishments. Again, this is coming up in the area of the good stuff. So I feel there are positive accomplishments, or there are going to be, happy accomplishments coming in for you. Something good is coming in for you here with the World card. I also feel that you could be getting out into the world. On top of all that, I do see travel or something like that. It could be, maybe you're traveling in May, maybe you're not moving in May, but there could be like unexpected travel or something like that as well. I feel it's not like unexpected. I just, I feel like right now you're just saying I'm not planning on traveling, but don't be surprised if, in the month of May, you end up traveling or moving or something along those lines. Again, if you have met a person, especially if it's an earth sign or someone with like earth in their chart or something, if you have met a person that you're communicating with or that you're about to communicate with, this would really tell me that you could be traveling with that person, or you could be traveling to see that person as well. Page of Pentacles is like good news. So I feel like there could be a good news coming in for you here. Especially if you are like waiting for approval, or if you've been trying to manifest something like a job, then I feel this could be you manifesting a job. You have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups to me is a perfect match. So I feel like there could be a perfect match or a very strong connection coming in for you. I always say that Two of Cups can represent someone very different than your usual type. So, there could be some differences here, but I feel like if it works, it works. This is also, Two of Cups is also you and your higher self. So I always say that the Two of Cups to me can represent you communicating with your higher self. And I think it would be a great time to meditate, communicate with your higher self, all that other stuff. With the World, you have the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is a card of moving on to calmer shores. So whatever this portal is that you're crossing through, whatever this new beginning is, it looks to me like it's going to be a big improvement in your life, Scorpio. So I feel like you're heading towards bigger and better things. With the Page of Pentacles, could also be a fire sign coming in for you. I'm pretty sure that you've had a fire sign with me recently. If not, it would just be a very fiery connection. But, I feel that, could be any sign coming in for you, of course. King of Wands is also about being bold, being assertive. I really do feel you need to attack something. Again, like I said, 110%. And that doesn't mean you should be working yourself to the bone. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you need to make that full commitment to something that you're working on. It looks like work to me. So, it could be a side hustle you're starting. Maybe you're already working on a side project or a side hustle. I'm getting social media here. So for some of you, it could be in social media. I feel like this is saying make it legitimate. And you're like the second sign this month that has had something about really needing to legitimize something. And I don't even think you have to do anything crazy. You could just say, I think people don't realize having a schedule, for example, can make something legitimate. So if you just say if you're in social media and you're like, I'm just going to agree to do one post every Tuesday and Thursday, but you set the schedule and you don't miss a Tuesday or a Thursday and you make it happen, then you're making something legitimate. You're telling the universe, I am serious because I'm sticking to the schedule I can stick to. But that's just one example. There's a million and a half examples of things that you could be doing with the Page of Pentacles. But whatever you're doing, make it legitimate. If it's your health, do something, agree to do something and stick to it. With the Two of Cups, you have the Temperance card, mixing two cups together. So I feel like there could be a good mix going on here, or this is two people who mix well together or something like that. I also feel that for some of you, you could be entering, again, if this is work or business for you, I feel for some of you, you could be kind of getting a client or something like that where you mix well together. This could also be you working on something where you mix two things together, and that leads to a lot of success for you. I've been telling people for years that we are definitely in a time where we need to kind of mix ideas together, or I don't know, it's hard energy to describe, but that's what I'd be doing there. You have the submission card. This card says that you are much more free than you realize. There's this bird in this cage, but the cage door is open. You know, the bird could easily get out of the cage. So I feel for a lot of you, this says you need to set yourself free. You have this criticism card. You know, I feel like you need to be kinder to yourself. I almost feel like this is you criticizing yourself, you know, feeling like you're not good enough, you know, feeling like you can't do something. So I would make sure you are kind to yourself with this energy for sure. You have this rebellion card. I don't know. I just feel that people are not going to like the changes you're making. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I feel that for water, I feel this very strong for water signs, I will say. So, you know, I think water signs are probably like the number one sign right now that if you're making changes in your life or if you're doing new things with your life or moving in new directions, people are definitely not going to agree with it. But, you know, I would do it anyway, whatever it is. You have this affair card. Definitely love coming in for you. This is like a positive love affair. It's not like an affair. You know, this is like two people who really love each other. So, you know, this is not like cheating or anything like that. This would be a good connection. So I feel that there is a positive connection coming in for you with this card. It's like a dream connection, really. Yeah, you have this harmony card. I feel like there is a person who brings you a lot of peace as well. So if you're attracting love, I feel that this person will bring you a lot of peace. I also feel that if you're working on the sun, we have the sun right here, right there. So I feel like you need to realize that, you know, there is a lot of happiness and joy coming in for you with the sun. And, but the sun, you know, here's the thing about the sun. The sun shines a light on something you need to pay attention to, right? It could be you. Like, again, there is something here in this reading about you needing to get more attention, you needing to stand out, you needing to take up more space. 3 of Wands. Didn't you have the 3 of Wands here? Am I making that up? I totally made up the 3 of Wands. Doesn't exist, but doesn't matter. Sun, world, you need to take up more space in the world and stand out. Looks really good here, Scorpio. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.